Okay, this one is incorrect because of the fact the way it's set up. This one needs to, you have it as a chart style. You need it to be, you don't want a chart. You need it to be scatter plot. Okay, so you didn't select all your data. Okay, this one's correct. Here, let's go to view. This one's correct. This one's
Yo.
correct. This one's wrong. Do you want me to just delete them? Okay. This one's wrong. This one's wrong. This one's wrong. And the rest are right. Now you need to do the ones that you have filled in the blank. So we got 6 of them. We got 6 points. Good.
Yo. Yeah, move it. Do it again. What? Look.
Okay.
Go look at this. Look at this one.
All right, and then we're gonna go over them too. Okay, next one. Where's all the calendars? Good, Nemo, you got yours. Who's the representative that I'm looking over the charts with?
I'm still confused.
Okay, so you'll need to get Giselle's then. Did you both do it with Giselle? Giselle, you can just move. Alex, where are you normally at? You were over here too? Okay,
No,
let's
we're
do
gonna
a
have to
bonus
write,
seat.
like, notes,
Let's
you
just
know?
bring another chair over here because you guys are gonna be working together today. As long, well, can they see the editing though? They can see the editing. So just make sure you're creating your conversation. I will make you move after a couple activities, okay?
I'm not talking to you, bro.
So you
You're
guys got,
actually-
6 out of 10.
Lesson 24.
Okay, there's 2 charts Giselle's gonna explain to you. You need to do your monthly rainfall and monthly temperature. Okay, monthly rainfall, monthly temperature.
Wait, hold on. Make a copy.
Oh, just unplug this one. Yeah,
Look, copy of
okay,
copy
you guys
of
got a
copy.
representative? For whose graphs am I looking at? Okay. Mrs. Langer needs a bonus minute. Or 2.
Huh? The thing is, I don't know what job to use.
The one that we did yesterday.
The one that we did or the one that like the buffaloes from?
The one we did yesterday.
Make a
Huh?
copy.
The one we did yesterday.
Yes, but you need to do your line of best fits.
All of them.
And then you're missing
No.
3 other
Which one's
graphs.
65?
So how you do the line of best fit is you click here,
Missing these two.
go to
Because
customize,
there's
go to
1960,
series,
1965.
click
Oh.
down, and it's called trend line. Click on it, and it'll give you a trend. See that trend
Yeah,
line?
use that one.
Use these
Okay,
two.
and then you'll want to change this part to orange, not the data points. Okay, is it? You have the whole graph orange. I just wanted the data
There's
orange.
not
It's okay.
much of a difference, though. It's like, you know,
Okay.
it's like, I don't know. And here too.
All right. Last group.
No, man.
Beam me up. Let's
Maybe
go.
the graph showing.
Go to 50% viewing so I can see.
Like, honestly, you remember who Jerry is?
Okay, just the only thing that you need to add is trend line, so double click there.
Like, I don't know.
And then something else went wrong here. Not sure.
It was a lot.
We were trying to
Actually,
figure
like,
that out yesterday.
Oh. Hey, look at the
Click on trend line. There you go.
How are ya?
Okay, so you'll have a trend line there. Okay, this one's wrong. So what you need to do is for your graph is I would just select, let me just go teach it to the whole class. Okay. So you guys got, you missed 2, but that's okay.
Mango and oh.
Abdul put no for this for number 1. Yeah.
All right. Okay, here's what we've got going on. We are going to spend the first 15 minutes evaluating what our graphs actually look like. So you'll need 3 documents open right now. You're going to need your graph open so you're able to look at that. You're going to need your student activity 24 open, which is today's assignment. And then you're going to need your best practiced talk. Okay, by what I mean by that is if you don't understand something, what do you have to do? Ask, advocate. Very good. Okay, so first off, our target that we're going to be talking about today is analyzing data trends over a period of time. And what are we still trying to solve for? What's that bottom question say? Is what? Buffalo population increasing and what? Decreasing over a period of time. How many years? 40. Very good. Here is Mrs. Langer's best job drawing your graph. What does this look like? Your what population? Buffalo. Okay. You're going to need to be looking at this, not 200, that'd be bad. You're going to need to be looking at this graph through your entire time today as we analyze these questions. All right, here we go. I want you to go ahead and look at this first question. Okay, both of these questions are question 1 and question 2 of your activity sheet. Go and read them quietly to yourselves. 1 minute. Question 1 and question 2 on your activity 24 sheet.
Can you just share Becca today? So we can stay oh man. Okay. Yeah, you can go drop it off the last 5 minutes.
What is that?
Because you're gonna be working in collaboration, so you can just
What
work
are these arrows
just make
for?
sure you guys are both talking.
Okay, let's evaluate the graphs. Did you share this with me, David's group? I could technically just open this one. We'll just stick with this one. You don't know these people. It's okay. All right. Okay, here's what you should have, okay, as far as your data. And I'm not going to move their graphs because it'll throw them off. But let's go ahead and look at this. If you can't see this, you need to pull up your own because of the fact that they're small and there's not really a whole lot I can do except zoom in throughout it. So let's go ahead and talk about, I'll do 75. Okay. All right, people, here's the question that we're supposed to evaluate. We are supposed to see if rainfall and or precipitation did what? Affect the number of what? Buffalo. Okay, let's evaluate this. What years does this say? I'll tell you. 19 what? 60 all the way through when? Double zeros. What would that be? 2000. What is happening? Okay, and let's go ahead and shut our computer screens because you don't need to type anything right now. You just need to listen. Then you'll get a follow up and type an answer. What do you notice about this trend of temperature over the entire 40 years? What's happening in temperature? Increase or decrease all the way through? What's it doing? Increasing. Look. Are buffalo populations increasing this whole time? No. They increase at an apex, and then what do they do? Decrease. Okay, let's apply this. Is temperature at its highest in 2000 or lowest? Think about this. Is the buffalo population still rising from 98 to 2000?
Yes. Oh, it is, yes.
98 to 2000. It's what? Rising. So even at the highest temperature in lieu of climate change, we are noticing what? Our population of buffalo is now doing what? Increasing. Therefore, could the what? Climate, answer this in your group in 1 minute. Could the climate be a factor affecting the buffalo? Yes or no, and why? Talk about it in your group. 1 minute. Go.
No. Yes. Yes.
No. Why not?
Yes.
No.
I swear. I swear it's a yes. Oh. No.
So what do you guys think? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Yes or no, and why?
No.
Recording?
No.
Time out. Here's what I hear a bunch of you saying. Yes, because I've heard this. No, because I've heard this. Do I care what you've heard? Yes or no?
Yes.
No, I actually don't care what you've heard. What are you supposed to be doing right now? Taking both graphs and comparing and contrasting them. Don't use your own knowledge that you pulled out of the field. You got to pull the actual knowledge you literally pulled out of the field. You took all day yesterday finding all this. Okay, go. Continue your discussion. 1 minute. Go.
Caleb.
Be prepared to be called on. All right, let's talk, ladies. What do you think? Yes or no, and why? You think it is? We'll compare your data. Okay. What do you have here? 98 to 2000, it's starting to rise again, right? When it's the hottest. So would temperature be affecting the buffalo, yes or no? According to our data, yes or no?
You're ready.
Go for it, Jess. You were on it. Yes or no?
No, hey.
It's now rising again, and the buffalo population
It's like
is
rising.
rising.
When
Temperature is the
population
hottest
rising
it's ever
also.
been.
It's
Is it
unrising when
affecting
the
it?
population is unrising.
How?
Okay,
No,
and
no,
then
no,
how
what I'm
come
saying, because like when the temperature is high,
the temperature was
And there's
here
still
in 60s and it was rising the whole time from 60 to 75,
It was
and
rising
the
whole
buffalo
time.
population is at its highest in 75, even though the temperature is at its highest in
And in
75.
2000, it was the highest.
Okay.
And the population was
All right, let's
growing
do
in
this.
2000.
Thumbs up if you think yes, thumbs down if you think no. Ready? Expose yourselves. 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Yes, no. All right, those of you who are yeses, defend yourselves.
I don't know.
Okay, the I don't know, it doesn't work. What does your data say? So Juan, what are you saying by yes? You're saying the temperature is increasing over a period of time. In 1975, it was already at its highest point, and it was rising that whole time. So buffalo population was rising at that whole time, which means that temperature rising is actually a positive for buffalo. So my buffalo chart should just keep going and going and going, because if there's a correlation between these two, you're saying that this line would mean that this is okay. So those of you who answered yes, that's what you're saying. So therefore, according to our data, this chart and this chart both look the same. Is that true or false?
No, false.
False.
No.
So therefore, does climate, according to this data, affecting buffalo, yes or no? No, it's not. Look at the data, guys. In 1975, right here, look, it's what? Rising. So if these two have a positive correlation, they will both do what? Rise. Is that happening?
No.
No. Okay, let's evaluate the water. Okay, guys, look here. This is an interesting one. Look up there. In 1960 through 2000, water rainfall is decreasing or increasing? Decreasing. Okay, now let's break it down a little more, which is what you're supposed to do. 1960 through 1975, it's what? Decreasing or increasing? What's the buffalo population doing from 1960 through 1975?
Increasing.
Therefore, is rain affecting buffalo as we see it decreasing? Is it affecting the buffalo population? Yes or no? Talk about it amongst your groups and why.
Yes,
Go.
this time I am correct.
No, you're wrong.
I think they're stupid, man.
it's okay. This one is yes.
So why do you think rain is affecting? So the amount of rain is decreasing over the whole time. So that means the amount of rain that buffalo have access is decreasing. Between 1960 and 1975, it's decreasing. How do you explain when rain decreases, buffalo population increases? How do you explain that?
Well, it has no correlation to the graph. Like, the buffalo are increasing and the rain is decreasing, so it doesn't make sense.
So therefore,
The-
what are you saying,
The
Juan?
rainfall doesn't affect the population.
Why? How can you prove that?
Because the rainfall is decreasing and the buffalo is increasing.
And the buffalo is having this high-low throughout the whole thing, and what's rain continuing to do?
It's decreasing.
Decrease. So therefore, you're saying that there's no what?
Correlation.
Nice.
What's that
Hmm.
one?
Oh my god. Whoa.
Okay, so what do you guys think as far as the rainfall? 30 seconds.
Wait, say what?
Okay, well, according to that chart, that decrease is only from 1960 to 1975, and buffalo were actually at their highest from 1960 to 1975. So my question for you is, are these two related? Is buffalo population affected by rain? No, why?
Here, I got it.
Nice, okay. All right. You guys are gonna be answering for the class, so you got this. All right, here we go. I heard a lot of great conversations. Let's do the same thing again. Thumbs up if you think that there's a correlation between the amount of buffalo and rainfall. Thumbs down if you think there's no correlation. Thumbs up, 3, 2, 1. Thumbs down, 3, 2, 1. Go. So those of you who have your thumbs up, I need you to defend yourself, okay? So those of you who have thumbs down, I need you to defend yourself. I'm going to allow thumbs up people. Do I have a volunteer who wants to explain why you think there's a correlation between these two? Okay. Jess, do you feel comfortable enough giving me your very first opinion, okay, for why you thought there was a correlation?
I'm not sure.
Okay, Maggie, can you explain why you originally thought there was a correlation?
Well, I think we were kind of overthinking it.
Okay,
But there's some plants in hot places that don't need a lot of water to grow.
okay,
Maybe like too much rain kills the plants, and then the buffalo don't have a lot of
right.
more plants to eat.
That's a good thought to bring up, but here's the issue. What did you do 2 days ago? Taylor, please shut your screen. What did you do 2 days ago? What did you evaluate? Plants. What are we seeing with plants? Increasing or decreasing? They're increasing, is what we saw. For a difference between climate, between wet, what? Dry. What were our other two? Seasonal, and what's the last one? Forest, right? So we saw that correlation already. So remember, in science, how many factors can we change at once? One. So right now I'm asking you to compare, contrast two things. What? What is this chart showing? Amount of what? Rain, and amount of what? Buffalo. Okay? So those of you who answered the no, why do you think there's no correlation? Becca, if you're comfortable, I'd love to hear your explanation. I thought you did a great job with this. Go ahead.
Because it's from 1960 to 1975 and in 1960
They were rising. So therefore, is there a correlation with the amount of rain with buffalo? No. And how do we prove that? Well, look at this. Are you still seeing, and this is what's interesting in ecology. Look at this amount of rain throughout an annual basis. What are you noticing with the line of best fit? It's almost what?
Straight.
Level. Oh my goodness. That is why species can survive with seasonal change. What are the 4 seasonal changes? Fall, winter, spring, and summer. Do all those have different amounts of rainfall? Yes. But if you look at statistics, and you guys did, you looked at biological statistics, you can prove to somebody that throughout the year, it's almost what? What do we call that word? It starts with a C. Constant. It's almost constant. So therefore, number one, you can open your screens now and answer it. You just did. Number one, have we figured out what's affecting buffalo even after day 5? No, we haven't. And what are we finding? What 2 things do not affect buffalo? Precipitation and what?
Climate.
Temperature, which we call a very good one, climate. So just because the climate, which is getting hotter, okay, according to this chart, according to data, it's getting warmer, is that affecting buffalo population? Yes or no? No. Is the constant decrease of rain in Tanzania in this desert, is that changing anything? It's changing the amount of rainfall, but is it changing the buffalo population? No. So you need to make sure you clarify those 2 things. Do you have data to back up this answer?
Yep.
You betcha you do. All right, moving on. I'm going to give you about 1:30 to follow up with this question that you just answered. Please feel free to collaborate if you need extra assistance with what you are actually reading. Go. No. Doesn't matter. 10-10 rule, man.
We have 10 minutes
Langmuir's
left.
rule, it's the forever rule.
Well, we still have 20 minutes left. We still have 15 minutes.
Oh, I said 10-10 rule is our rule, the school rule, and I said Mrs. Langmuir's rule is the forever rule. If you have question number 1 done, then yes, you may. We do? Okay, what does it say? Without reading it, give me a summary. I would love to hear the summary.
No, we have not. This is rain in the climate.
Okay, that's not a summary, that's word for word. Give me a summary of what you learned from your graphs. What did you notice with the rainfall? What was it doing? No, yes, but what did you see on the data? Talk specific. Increase, decrease, what did you notice with the rainfall? Annual rainfall, what did you notice? You can go back to your graph and look, I don't care. What did you notice? What did you notice with rainfall? Push 50% so you can see the whole thing. Up there. Caleb, don't get involved, dude.
Okay.
Okay, so what did you notice with your rainfall? It's decreasing. Okay, so, and our buffalo population is increasing. Okay, you got 2 minutes to go. Hustle. All right, okay. All right, we're going to move forward to question number 2. Go ahead and read that quietly. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to self-answer, and then we're going to talk, and you can be talking about it in your groups. So group self-answer. Go. Answer now question number 2. Go.
On a paragraph, is it?
And it's not.
Also, we got showing the African buffalo population size. There's a decrease in African buffalo population.
Okay, try to come up with a group answer. Also, be sure you hand your calendars back to those that it belongs to, because we don't want them to grow legs and be in other people's bags. So make sure you take ownership back of your calendar.
Oh, we know who did it.
What?
Okay, and you gotta add a line of best fit. Thank you, Maggie. Okay, and then do you have the largest graph? Do you have all of the data, the monthly rainfall? No, you don't have that one. So you needed to have the monthly rainfall, so you needed to select both of these columns and make it average monthly temperature and a monthly rainfall. You needed one. I'll show you in a second. Okay. Michaela, you needed one of these.
It's like super small.
You need a monthly and temperature rainfall. Okay. All right, let's bring it back together. All right, so the question was, what's your guys' prediction for buffalo, the size? What are we determining? We're determining that buffalo population is roughly. So what do you guys predict for African buffalo population? What is your prediction? Again, you're trying to hypothesize where we're going with this next part. So the question is, have we determined the cause of the population decrease yet? Yes or no, guys?
No.
No. Because we saw a decrease between what years? 1970 what? 5 to 2000. Is that technically right? No. We only saw a decrease to 1990 what?
Yep.
8. Then from 98 to 2000, it's rising again. All right, so what we have is we have this investigation. I'm going to give you 4 minutes to investigate. Okay, I'm going to go and read this to you, and then we're going to go and investigate. It says, in our last lesson, which we talked about a little more today, we're going to figure out what types of animals and predators African buffalo. So, guys, you have seen this doc before. Go ahead and go down to investigation 1. I want you to click on that nature article. That's a picture of capturing. What's the word capture mean?
To grab.
Okay, now, some of you still think that we captured them with, like, nets and cages. Is that how we captured them? No, what do we do it with? Pictures. So, through that evaluation, I want you to look at that, and I want you to figure out what is the number, and you can go to Google too, what is the number 1 species or number 2 species that kills buffalo? Discover that. Look at the number of captures and try to solve for that. Answer question number 3 on a prediction. Go.
What's so? Hold on.
Okay. So you're looking at your data. Now from that, the number of captures, your job is to be able to discover what is the main or name of the predator. okay, and how you can discover that. What's your defense for that?
Wait, so we can just Google it?
Yes.
You may Google it, but if you look at the number of captures, you'll be able to see that too. You have 30 more seconds.
The buffalo is like the most.
What's your prediction for a number of, what's the largest animal that's eating it? Okay, so how are you defending that?
What?
Number one, you probably found it on Google. What's your other one? What's your other defense? What did you notice with the pictures? Are lions spotted near the buffalo?
Just to see what it looks like right now.
Are they captured?
Go
What?
up, go a little bit up.
Your data. Go up.
That side.
Nope. Go back
It
to
says
your
word makes
sheet.
you free.
Right underneath investigation one.
Really?
Go to
No, I got
investigation one. Click on that URL. Okay? All right, and then we're right here on number 3. Investigation 1. All right, together on the count of 3, you may answer your species so we don't get any answers that change. Okay? Go ahead and tell me. 1, 2, 3.
Turtle.
Okay. What'd you say?
Turtle.
Okay. All right, try again because only about 2 of you said what you thought. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Other turtles.
Okay. Type your prediction out. Let me come view it. Since we don't want to talk, that's fine.
I don't understand.
Let me see your answer. What you predict for number 3.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm just
Cheetah.
going to Google it. How do you know?
I just seen cheetah and I like cheetah, so
Oh.
yeah.
So I like elephants.
I
You
like
got to answer that question. That's what we're answering right now. Prediction. Make a prediction.
That was what you saw.
Okay, so the animal you type under your investigation, you are predicting eats buffalo. You're predicting they eat buffalo.
Buffalo. The American. No.
All right, so guys, I am not looking for a right answer right now. I am looking for an assessment answer for number of captures. So I want you to tell the person sitting next to you what you wrote down. 1 minute, go.
I don't know, bro. Lion, I guess.
What the heck is this? What in the heck? Oh.
Oh, it is a lion.
This is a Zoroark. I didn't know what this was.
That's okay. All right, so I hear a number of you have said lions. What are some other ones some of you said? Okay, some of you said what? Yep, what else? Okay, all right. Now, guys, if you noticed, when you guys did your hunt for captures as well as your search, lions are the only animal that can take down a Serengeti buffalo. If you don't believe me, let's prove it. If somebody can translate, I'm open for that option.
He's saying, oh no, run.
Okay, now, I know, guys, I'm gonna make you work through this. So 2 things for me while you're working. You need to have your screen shut because you don't need them, okay? When you're doing this, I need you to observe 3 big things, okay? First thing is, predict for me right now with the person sitting next to you what you think this is, okay? Is it a birthmark? Make a prediction for what it is. Go.
Oh, is that a male?
All right. Now, yes, this is a male. That's irrelevant. Male parts are underneath. You'll see them. It's a bull. Okay, so here you go. We'll keep going.
The guy said he's fine.
He's fine. Okay, make a prediction of what's going to happen to the buffalo. Go, talk amongst yourselves.
They're playing around.
They're wrestling.
They're wrestling like David.
Okay, freeze. I want you to close your eyes and picture what's going to happen next. Close your eyes quickly, 20 seconds. Picture what's going to happen next. All right, let's see if your movie came true. Here we go.
No.
Do they have sharp teeth? Yes.
No, they don't have teeth. They're licking them.
Now, traditionally,
Oh, look, he's riding it. They're just hungry. It's bugging him. Chill out. They're just playing a game.
okay, now a number of you, I know you're joking about this, but you're saying that it doesn't hurt. How many guys got domestic cats at home? Anybody have like a cat?
I don't
Okay.
like cats.
Anybody got undomesticated clawed cats? So you don't have they haven't been declawed. Okay, Taylor, do the claws hurt?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, if you
No.
don't believe me, go in an alley. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go.
I have a cheetah in my house. I'm Pablo Escobar. Shut up, David. He's gonna die. Why don't they help him? I'm just kidding.
Now, is the bull really fighting?
Yeah.
No. Now, think about that. Why would that be an ecology safe haven? Why would fighting not really help?
Because then he'd get tired.
Right. So he's trying to outlast, basically, he's trying to outlast the pain. Now he's going to start trying to figure out how to survive. Now, they're getting into his flesh, okay, obviously. Now, I want you to observe your surroundings. Start to view, what do you see on those trees? Are those just regular trees? Are those like oak trees that in Nebraska you just go sit under and enjoy?
No.
Try to view what you're seeing. Now, notice all the hunters are female or young males. So the ones that have the big old mane starting to develop on the back, most of those are going to become large males. Okay, now,
But males won't do it.
is he trying to get away? Yes. Do they have a good bite on his flesh right now? Yes. Okay, so how's he going to survive? Try to figure that out.
Oh yeah, the trees and storms. He's chilling. He's just trying to eat.
Notice, what does he defend? His legs or his back?
His legs.
Yes, because those keep him what? Upright. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Now, did he just make a call? Did you hear him call? Dude, do herbivores, another question for you, it's ecology. Do herbivores stand with herbivores or do herbivores stand with carnivores? No, think about it. Answer it yourself. Now, that would be painful, but probably less painful than what? Getting bit. That is a massive thorn branch. Now, guys, look here. The thorns are like this big. Okay, because those buffalo are huge. So he's standing in an entire thorn bush being protected. Interesting.
Don't dip thorns in.
Well, yeah, but not as bad as teeth. So why is that running them off? What's he doing? Twisting them into the what? Branch. What is that going to hit? Their eyes. Yeah. Uh-oh. Nature. Here it comes. Why is a pride scared of an elephant? No, because that tusk can pierce straight through them. But yes. Now, he's injured. He might die, but, we don't get to watch that. All right.
So he doesn't die.
Okay, now, whoops. Now, what is your prediction? I want you to talk about three things. What did you see in the ecology food chain happen? So reflect on what you just watched. Reflect on what you think the parts on his back were originally from. And I want you to reflect on how is ecology, aka the food chain, and we're going to learn about the different levels. How are those all interwoven? Go, discuss.
This guy has shield too. I'm joking. Got 75 on him. Bro, this squad. The Lion squad didn't take
No, lions are pretty much the only thing that can. Okay, so some reflection pieces for you. Okay, hopefully you reflected on the actual process. We have got about 3 minutes actual left of class, only about 2 minutes left of activity. We're going to end on this note. Prediction 1. I need you on number 3 to predict what you think is going to happen. I'll read the question to you. It says, now that we have determined which predator to study more in depth, which is what, guys? Lions. What do you predict is happening to the lion population? Look here. What is this population, buffalo or lion?
Yep.
Buffalo. You have to predict this. What is happening from the lion population from 1960 to 1975? And what is happening to the lion population from 1975 to 2000? Make that prediction. Go and type that out. Number 3. Go.
Investigation.
Whoa.
And then when you're done, I'm going to give you about a minute to type something that you're going to share out, and that's how we're going to end class. And we're going to come back tomorrow and continue our storyline with discovery of why the buffalo population is changing so much. Don't Google this. It's not going to help you because you're going to get some false data and some true data which will skew your answer. That's not going to help you. Okay? I want you to try to solve for this. Predict with knowledge of what you know about buffalo, what you see.
Wait, where'd you put that investigation?
What do you predict is happening in the lion population in 2000?
Specifically, Taylor, what part? What are we talking about? This, Sarah, and Betty. There you go. All right, unsquad yourselves, please. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to come around and collect the mics so that we don't break them. Come back tomorrow prepared to discuss this.